It's interesting to note the effect that one rainfall can have. Not a very heavy rainfall. It was a loud, heavy thunderstorm last night, but just a steady rain. This stream might be an inch higher than it was when I was here a week ago. If you take all the streams into the river's probably up a couple of feet. So a little bit of water can make a big difference. You know, it made a big enough difference in taking down the leaves. There are a lot of leaves down here. There are still some leaves waiting to change. But like I've said before, in this general area, the changing of the fall colors seems to occur in pockets, you know, valleys, between bluffs, that sort of thing. It's different. This immediate area started changing a couple of weeks ago, until the rainfall took the leaves down. Now, I did make it to Tonka State Park last Friday. I thought about putting it off another week because it was overcast, but I didn't know how long I could wait or if I should. And when I got there, as it happens, even if I'd waited till the weekend, it probably would have been worse. It was at the end of the week of the peak, so I missed it by a few days. I had been there October 7th with my daughter, but it was just too early. But yeah, the peak was in that week before, but there'd been a rain just in the past couple days before I was there, which brought the leaves down. And that's what happens. The rain does that. Not that we're in a heavy wet season, but it's not dry. It was somewhat dry this summer in the Midwest, but we had a fair amount of rain. Now, last summer was pretty dry, and the summer before, in 2012, when I moved here, it was a drought, definitely a drought. Yeah. And, you know, there are times when state parks will ban smoking or campfires. And, you know, safety issue, and you think about it, it's only right. Well, it's not like it's a perma ban. It's more of a suspension of activity that picks up again. Yeah. So, you think about it though, how fair is that for people who are smokers or campers or arsonists? Well, no, forget arsonists. I mean, who wants them around, right? Of course. But, I mean, smokers and campers, I mean, what happens on days when they're there and they're the majority? Why should their actions be ruled or governed by the few who are not in favor of it that day? You're not in favor of the smoking or the fires. Maybe they should vote. Maybe everyone who is in that park should vote that day to decide if there should be a ban on smoking or campfires. Or imagine a bunch of campers around a fire and they want to pick somebody to lead the campfire songs, and it's the arsonist. Yeah, no, we don't want them around, that's right. So forget that. Shouldn't they have the right to vote on that? You know, the conditions? Yeah, right. Right. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a beautiful day. Maybe high 60s, maybe. Nice for hiking. I'm going to have 60s from now on. You know, the cool season's approaching. Later than up north, but yeah, so cool season's approaching. Saw some turkeys on the trail. In fact, they were just off of the trail, and I left all my gear except my camera and my zoom lens and went around a bend so I could be closer to them and try and get some shots. I think I may have got some good ones. They eventually made their way to the trail, and they crossed the path. But there was a group of them that were clustered right by the side of the path after they crossed it. It's almost like they were organizing or something, you know, maybe a protest. Because I did notice that there was one turkey that was further off from the rest, and he kept stepping forward and back like he wanted to join the flock. Is it a flock? Turkey? Or a flock of turkeys in the ground? I mean, you have a flock of seagulls and a murder of crows. Well, it doesn't matter. So these were gathered right by the side of the trail, and maybe they were thinking of protesting, you know, to have the right to vote, to allow that other turkey to join them sooner. You know, maybe he was being kept away. Maybe he was, nah, just turkeys. Well, I'm going to go and enjoy some more hiking and the water, the sound of the water. Love it. Ciao, folks. Log on.